a recap of the recent meeting that I just had with Alyssa of our weekly boarding meeting that I coach all my participants to do. This video is meant for my people in Fair Play 101, 102, and Mental Load Mastery. So I went to I hold all my clients accountable within Mental Load Mastery to do a recap of the weekly meetings that they do. I wanted to do the same, but I wanted to add a little more context and a little more value by doing it on video rather than just typing it out. So one of the minimum standards of care that we're consistently working through with the Fair Play method is cleaning in our house. Alyssa typically has a higher standard of care for things. There's a lot of things that I don't care that much about that she cares much more about. The way we started it was about a month and a half ago or so. She was sharing some dislike for the current state of things, the amount of cleanliness that happens with things. So, excuse me. So what I decided to do is, okay, I'm gonna make the list. I'm going to, rather than her feeling like she needs to bring it up and I'm gonna get defensive over it, I'm gonna come to the meeting with the list. And so this was most of the list that I came up with. I brought 80 or 90% of this list. She added a couple things. Things like declutter toys in the living room and dining room, decluttering dining room table, sweep Swiffer, vacuum, hardwood steps upstairs because we have a iRobot Shark for the downstairs, Clorox wipe and scrub the tub, Lysol wipe down the toilet outside, toilet bowl cleaner with the specific Clorox cleaning gel, empty the bathroom trash, kitty litter, and putting this list on the fridge and or putting like a list of grocery items that might be needed for cleaners, etc. Bathroom sinks bleached and scrubbed, bathroom floors more carefully swept because she and my daughter have a hard time when they feel little grimies on their feet. It doesn't bother me nearly as much as it does them. Steam mop the first floor, counters done in and around all items in the kitchen. Steam mop, we acknowledge we wanted bi-weekly. Metal polish fridge and dishwasher bi-weekly. Vacuum rugs upstairs bi-weekly. So week one we said, okay, we're gonna do this, and then we went on vacation and we had an odd couple of days. We wanted to have it done on Sundays. First Sunday we weren't home for it. Second Sunday we were recovering from vacation. We didn't do it all. Third one we did it, and what I decided to do, because it felt like a lot to me, was I know in my head things feel longer than they probably are. So as I went to do them, I timed myself and I said, okay, it takes me about 2 minutes for this, 5 minutes for this, 4 minutes for this, etc. So on each of the ones, I added little time stamps for about how long it takes to put my brain in reality, because I don't like cleaning. I don't think she does either, but she likes having a clean home more so than I do. So did that. This week and yesterday, we sat back down and did an iteration of it. And this is a huge piece of what I coach people to, is having an iterative approach to this, rather than, I think so many times guys are saying like, hey, make me a list. And she's saying, no, use your eyes. And that doesn't work, partially because he doesn't have buy-in. So even if she does make the list, she's like, yeah, here's the things we're gonna do. He almost doesn't have an opportunity to push back and like own it as well. And when he comes up with the list and says, these are the things that I think we need to do, she doesn't feel lonely. She doesn't feel hurt that these are just things that are defaulting to her. So I highly recommend guys be making these kind of lists, bring it to your partner, and then work from there. So we've done that. We're on our iterative steps. So one of the things we acknowledged is we didn't love the breaking up of the list. There were a lot of moments when I felt like I was doing things and she wasn't doing things, so I was getting ahead on the list, and then she felt vice versa. So there were moments when we felt like there were inequities because we weren't both moving the same speed that each other were. So we said, well, what if we switch off months? I'll do this month, I'll even include the last month of this week so she's not getting the short end of the stick, and then she'll do the next month. And then we said, okay, well, what does the person do that doesn't have the list? They just chilling? And so what we kind of came to is that she wanted to have sort of a backup list of the things that happen, you know, when we're prepping for Thanksgiving or having guests over. like for a fancier like planned event. So things like doing the windows, which not something I've ever cared about. So what we've made is like an A list, a more urgent, like would really like those to get done, and a B list. And our next iteration we're going to try out is one person's accountable for the A list, the other person's accountable for the B list, and that will switch every other month. I don't know how that's going to go. Part of it is we're recognizing that we're going to try doing like a power. The other part we took from Atomic Habits was that I think a lot of people don't do things because of the amount of time that they think they're going to take. And so if we can purposefully consider, like, stop ourselves at a certain minute mark, I think that there's a better chance that we'll actually end up doing it. So recognizing, okay, if we're doing 2 hours of work, that just saying that out loud feels like a lot of work that neither of us want to do fully. So we said, what if we just kept it to an hour? We do like a power single hour. And Alyssa's like, I want a little more than that. So we compromised and we said, let's do a power 90 minutes. And we're going to aim for every Friday where both of us are hands on deck. We blocked it off in both of our calendars. We both work from home, and I recognize that's coming from a place of privilege. We were doing on Sundays, and I'm not a big fan of, we end up having to kind of give our kids screen time. Alyssa just feels like it's missed out opportunity time for, you know, quality time with our kids. So I don't feel like it's missed opportunity time with our child as much, but I just really don't like when she has screen time. So we're gonna aim for Friday, power 90 minutes at a time. She's gonna have list A, I'm gonna have list B. What I want you to really take away from this, though, less than the minutia of like what we worked out here, was there were moments when we went through different ideas, but because it was at a weekly meeting that we both agreed to have, we call it our weekly boring meeting, both of us came emotionally prepared to talk about it. I think there were small moments of resentment that she might have had towards me because I was taking over the list, and then she found other things to be busy with. I expected her to be working on her hobbies or the things that she cares about, reading, chilling, hanging out with our daughter. While I was cleaning, I thought that was how it was going to go, is these are just the things that need to be done. And she just found other things to clean. And I felt guilty, and I acknowledged that. And I think both of us came emotionally prepared to talk about like how that went. I think we both feel momentum, that like we're headed in a direction that's going to work long term. I think we used to have this worked out nine years ago when the two of us lived in an apartment alone together, and we didn't have roommates, and we didn't have kids, and we didn't have a house, so there wasn't like house maintenance. So it's been a long time since we've really had like a schedule and a set of things we wanted to do. So I think it worked well because we were emotionally prepared. It worked well because I started the list rather than her pushing it on me. I think whoever has the lower standard should probably be starting with the list. I think that having small like timing things, so having that first iterative approach of like, here's our bare bones, this is what we want done. And then week 2, we added a couple things, and I recognized I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. So I'm gonna get into reality, because whenever I feel kind of overwhelmed by something, I know I need to like check in with reality, because what I'm fearful of is that I'm wasting time. And when I realize that whenever I have that feeling, I know something about myself is it's likely I'm just not based in real time. So seeing the amount of time that things typically take, coming back, acknowledging emotions about it, acknowledging my guilt that she was still cleaning, and acknowledging her potential anger, resentment, that the possibility of September coming, her taking over the list, and me doing nothing. And so I think it was a really successful meeting. I anticipate there's going to be at least 1 or 2 more iterations about this that are going to continue to inform the way that we go about this. But I thought this was a great meeting. I'm really proud of how we've been working on this. One of my goals today is to, I've already typed it into the document, but reprint it out, add the timestamps, add a couple of them have like procedural things and or like specific brands, like wiping the leather polish on the couch, double checking what the brand was so that like I'm not doing it wrong. And I think There are moments when I can absolutely see us being in the 90-minute power hour and I'm like, hey, how do I do this thing? But if we talk about it in the meeting and we pre-discuss, like, this is the product we're gonna use, this is kind of what that looks like, then it doesn't feel like I'm asking dumb questions, because we came to that meeting kind of prepared for me to ask questions and for us to be collaborative on it. So hope this made a difference. Hope you appreciate this. I hope it gives some context, gives some pictures and examples of what these meetings look like, what kind of things we want to talk about, and the level of granularity and boringness that we kind of achieve. If you're watching this but you are not one of my clients, you can check the link below. Has a handful of my offerings. I offer coaching for men directly, offer Fair Play 101 for folks that are looking to implement the Fair Play method and are looking for some support. We have 2 new cohorts coming up in the next 40, 50 days, but we just kicked off one recently. There's also, I'm opening up a night one, which will be a little bit more expensive, but yeah, you can set up time with me if you'd like a free consult call, and I look forward to meeting some of you, and I hope this is beneficial.